Welcome to the deep dive. Today, we're really digging into what looks like a foundational shift in how luxury homes are built and sold. We're moving past the idea of smart home tech as an optional add-on.
Right, we're looking at its implementation as mandatory infrastructure.
Exactly. Our focus is a major supply agreement between SKYX Platforms Corp and a developer called One Majestic Development.
And the sources we're working from, a key press release, some supporting visuals, they outline this mandate for SKYX to supply its entire ecosystem of, advanced smart plug-and-play technologies for a huge new development.
So for this deep dive, we want to get past the marketing language.
Our mission here is to analyze the actual tech components, the sheer scale of this deployment, and really the strategic implications of making these advanced systems a standard required feature in new construction.
Okay, let's unpack that. Is this just a very large product sale, or are we seeing a new kind of business model here, one that's aimed at capturing recurring revenue from the moment the house is framed?
Well, to understand that, we have to set the scene. The project is called Lakeshore Reserve. It's being marketed as a new luxury smart home community.
And it's located in Granite Falls, North Carolina, right on Hickory Lake.
A prime spot for sure.
And the initial scale here is pretty robust. We're talking about 140 luxury, smart, single-family homes in just the first phase.
But the location, it's more than just the waterfront, isn't it? The sources make a point of emphasizing its proximity to a huge anchor development.
Microsoft's upcoming 4,385-acre megapark.
Exactly. That proximity is strategic. It suggests the developer is targeting a very specific demographic, affluent, tech-savvy, probably future-oriented buyers.
Which means the tech in these homes can't just be a gimmick. It has to meet a very high threshold of sophistication to even appeal to that market.
Right. And the development team is One Majestic Development Co. It's a partnership, and it's built on some deep experience.
Over 20 years, they claim, building luxury homes in big markets like North Carolina and Florida.
So this isn't a novice group. It's a collaboration of established players. Robert Anderson, who founded ABH Construction, and the One Dwell Developers Group, which is led by Ron Dable and Dror Tohar.
That kind of history gives them the confidence, I suppose, to mandate a brand new proprietary tech standard across a project of this size.
And their stated objective, pulled from Ron Dable's comments, it really highlights this mandate. They're aiming to create spaces that don't just, enhance daily life, but fundamentally raise the standard for safety, convenience, and design.
And the key phrase they use is integrated AI-driven plug-and-play solutions.
That phrase is the bridge. It connects the luxury setting to the core technology. They're not just selling a nice view and high-end finishes. They're selling integrated intelligence.
And guaranteed compliance. The luxury status is also cemented with all the amenities pools, a high-end gym, conference facilities, pickleball courts, nature trails.
So the expectation is that the technological infrastructure has to be just as seamless and high-end as the physical architecture.
And that desire for technological sophistication leads us right to the platform itself. If the builder is promising a smarter, safer home, what specific technology is actually backing that up?
Well, the foundation of this whole push is SKYX Platforms Corp. Their core mission is quite ambitious: to make homes and buildings safe, advanced, and smart as the new standard. They're positioning themselves not as a gadget provider, but as a mandatory utility.
And their leverage comes from a pretty substantial IP portfolio. They cite over 100 U.S. and global patents and patent-pending applications. But we need to understand what those patents protect. What problem is SKYX solving that standard off-the-shelf components can't?
The proprietary part is in the plug-and-play technology itself. For a developer, traditional electrical and smart home installs can be a headache, multiple contractors, complex compliance checks, especially for required safety components like fire systems or emergency lighting.
Okay, so SKYX's system simplifies that.
That's the promise: streamlined installation and inherent compliance, which reduces complexity and, importantly, cost risk for a developer like One Majestic.
So the builder gets reduced labor complexity and standardized safety, and they can also guarantee a high-tech home to the buyer. And this whole system centers on SKYX's all-in-one smart home platform hub.
And here's a really critical detail from the source material. This central hub is explicitly integrated with the NVIDIA AI ecosystem.
NVIDIA. Okay, so this is much more than a simple Wi-Fi hub for your smart lights. The NVIDIA integration implies it has substantial local processing power.
A huge amount.
So how does that connect to their AI services? If it's powered by NVIDIA, we're talking about enabling complex, real-time analytics. This could go way beyond simple voice commands.
Right, you're looking at potential monetization through things like proactive maintenance alerts, deeply personalized climate and lighting profiles, or enhanced security monitoring that could justify a subscription fee later on.
So that's the insight. The initial hardware deployment is really just priming the home for a software future.
And the scale is just immense. The projected volume for just these first 140 homes is over 10,000 units.
10,000 units for 140 homes. So that's an average density of, what, over 70 proprietary units in every single house.
Exactly.
Is that density because every functional fixture, even a basic light bulb, is now part of the proprietary SKYX ecosystem?
That's precisely it. If you look at the list of deliverables, you see this comprehensive vertical integration. It's not just the fun stuff, it's the ceiling lighting, ceiling fans, recessed lights, downlights, even the indoor and outdoor wall lights. Every point of illumination is a SKYX product, and it's all linked to that central hub.
And crucially, the sources also highlight the mandated integration of critical safety components.
Exit signs and emergency lights.
Hmm.
And that is the really novel part of this. When a developer mandates proprietary smart tech for legally required safety infrastructure, they're embedding the home's essential, non-negotiable functions directly into their chosen platform.
Meaning the home's ability to be safe and compliant is now tied to the continued operation and potential subscription status of the SKYX platform.
The builder is essentially outsourcing the future maintenance of the core lighting and safety systems to a third-party tech platform from day one. Which brings us to the strategic implications.
Right. This technological integration really confirms the strategy. This whole deal shifts the value proposition from a one-time hardware sale to long-term ecosystem control.
Ronnie Cohen, the founder and executive chairman of SKYX, he summarized their goal as creating smarter, safer, and advanced homes of the future.
And that language aligns perfectly with the luxury developer's own value proposition. Integrating features like AI-driven safety protocols and mandated emergency lighting provides a demonstrable safety metric. In the high-end market, that directly enhances the value of the property.
But the business strategy underneath all this points very clearly toward a long-term recurring revenue structure. SKYX is explicit that they view this large-scale integration as providing opportunities for future recurring revenues.
The home becomes a captive market.
That's it.
So let's define those mechanisms, because this is where the long-term cost for the homeowner really lies. The sources specify 5 pathways: interchangeability, upgrades, AI services, monitoring, and subscriptions.
We have to dissect interchangeability. In this context, it does not mean interoperability with competing brands.
So you can't just swap in a different smart bulb.
No, not at all. It implies that the patented physical sockets, the essential mechanisms for their plug-and-play system, are proprietary. This ensures that when a component, say a recessed light or a ceiling fan, needs to be replaced or upgraded,
The consumer has to purchase a certified SKYX product, or at least one licensed by SKYX.
correct. The initial mandate secures not just the first 10,000 units, but potentially every single replacement sale for the lifetime of those 140 homes.
That is the definition of vendor lock-in, and it's secured at the construction phase.
Exactly. And the other categories, AI services, monitoring, subscriptions, those are all about software and functionality. That powerful NVIDIA integrated hub enables services that can easily be tiered into subscription packages.
It transforms essential home infrastructure into a software-as-a-service, or SaaS, product.
That's the pivot point. The builder sells the foundational security and convenience of the SKYX standard.
But it's the homeowner who shoulders the future expense of maintaining and upgrading that intelligence through those fees.
This strategy confirms their market penetration goal. This deal shows SKYX can move beyond just being an optional consumer purchase and establish its tech as a mandated standard. By securing this entire development, they're trying to set a benchmark for future luxury home building.
Right. Successfully negotiating a mandate of this scale proves that standardization is becoming a primary competitive advantage. It moves their system from an option on a buyer's list to a necessary component embedded by the builder from the start.
So we've established that Lakeshore Reserve is a foundational test case for this new model. You have the standardization of proprietary AI-driven tech across every essential element of a luxury home.
The builder gets their guaranteed quality and compliance, but the long-term business strategy is all about securing that entire consumer lifecycle through software and hardware dependencies.
We've analyzed the context, the core technology, including why that NVIDIA AI integration is so necessary for future revenue, and the strategic implications of that huge 10,000 plus unit mandate.
And the key finding really is that definitive shift from optional smart tech to mandated smart infrastructure embedded by the developer.
And this raises an essential strategic question for you, the homeowner, and the consumer based on this recurring revenue model. If core functionalities, lighting, ceiling fans, and critical safety features like exit and emergency lights are linked to a mandatory proprietary technology that relies on AI services and upgrades, what are the long-term implications for you regarding future cost escalation, your freedom to integrate competing systems, and just the overall software dependency required to maintain the basic, essential functionality of your own home?
So while that initial guaranteed safety and convenience is very appealing, the standardization of essential infrastructure really necessitates a deep look at the long-term trade-off between guaranteed modern amenities and the continuous financial and technological obligation that is inherent in vendor lock-in.